Time by the Case, where we're filming on location at
Atlantis.
the Dilly Club.
The Dilly Club in Atlantis.
At the Bahamas.
Paradise Islands, Bahamas.
Yes, it is fantastic. It is glorious. But you know what? Life continues to go on. Cases continue to go on. Legal issues continue to go on.
Well, but we don't have a case of wine, and we don't even have a drink.
We don't. Our drinks are.
I think they're going to be delivered to us soon.
I hope so.
But they don't have wine here.
No, for the most part, you're dealing with tiki drinks, which of course we're big fans of, which is what the Dilly Club is known for.
But we're definitely going to give you a juicy Casey case.
Yes.
So
it's exactly a juicy case. So everyone's aware of the Coldplay Jumbotron.
And we actually
video.
gave everybody the hint when
We
we
did.
did our promo.
Yes, because we had the face hide and the person ducking,
Yeah.
which again is a weird reaction because
Well,
drop-
it gave them away. I think if they had reacted, probably nobody
Yeah,
would
but
have
let's
like,
point out
gone viral.
fact number one. They were in what kind of box?
They were in the
Company box.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly like everybody else in the company box didn't see the CEO, shall we say, cavorting with the CHRO.
Definitely doing the tango.
They were definitely doing some grinding.
Dancing. Whining.
There was some grinding going on. She was into his back. They were, and they looked so happy.
They did look really
They
happy.
did, but the problem is they're both married other people.
Well,
And that's a problem. Is in my world as an employment lawyer, one was the CEO and one was the chief human resource officer. That's not the same as two people who don't necessarily have the same level of reporting hierarchy. But here we have a CEO. Of course, everybody reports this CEO.
well, but let's get straight. She was just hired, like 6 months ago. And there is some question as to whether she was hired by him or asked to be hired by him because they were doing the nasty.
Exactly.
Bumping uglies.
Right.
Or because she, allegedly, we want to say allegedly.
Yes, because we
He was
don't have
saying
personal
there were
knowledge.
some allegations that he fast-tracked her career. But it seemed like everybody knew. And,
Everybody in that box knew.
Before you get into it, because I know Chris wants to get into about the HR, but my thing is, allegedly, the wife, before he even got home that night, attorney, retained an attorney, locked him out, and
Deleted all references to him on social media.
And deleted all reference to him. I think that the question is, did she have heads up, or was she a super efficient powerhouse? But either way, did she have a gut? Because a lot of times we have a gut as women that something's not right. And but I think that she's going to ultimately get the last laugh. But we can get in the neither one of us are family attorneys. But now the problem is he didn't have a job. So
He resigned. He resigned because he was under investigation, as
Right,
he should
right.
be. As
So-
he should be.
yeah,
And we found out just like 2 hours ago, she resigned. Because
Right.
she was also under investigation.
and we haven't heard, I don't think, from her husband.
Nope, we haven't heard from her husband, and we really haven't heard from the wife. There's this AI thing going around. But everyone else is being silent as they're good.
And what about that, in my opinion, that ridiculously stupid written that PR notice for his company should be fired because it was horrible blaming in the last paragraph Coldplay for the fact that they're known for their jungle.
Yes, everybody is.
And not everybody. I haven't technically I haven't gone to sporting events with that. I mean, I haven't gone to concerts where they have it. But I think he's known for it. I could be wrong. I've never personally gone to a Coldplay concert. But I mean that first of all that's just ridiculous. I do feel bad and all. I do really feel bad for the spouses that are involved in this and the children because it has gone viral and really it's really not any of our businesses on a personal sense if somebody's spouse is cheating on them. But you want to get into company
So
issues.
this is where it is just fascinating to a lot of people because their answer is, well, they were off duty. But they were in a corporate box.
Yeah.
Who's paying for the corporate box? The company. Who's in the corporate box? 18 people at least. Based on what I can see.
And we also don't know if it was it's my understanding that it was actually a corporate morale, team building thing that they were doing. So that means technically they could have been technically on the clock if it's a team building thing. Now it could have not been that. It could have just been they had the box, and if you wanted the tickets, you could go there.
The employment whisperer says the EEOC has long held. You look to your left, you look to your right, and the only thing you see your coworkers is a work event.
Okay.
So when you look at the notion of work event, and you look at the notion of all those people put in the uncomfortable position of being around their CEO.
Well, the one girl was like doing this.
Exactly. The one girl was like,
She
oh
was
my
like,
God.
This is going to be my new move.
Right. But again, they know this is going on. So did they have a duty to report it? That's a whole other issue. It depends on
Well,
what
who
the
did they
policies
report
were.
to? She's head of HR.
Exactly. But
And
still,
he's the CEO.
Right.
Who are they reporting it to?
right. But you're still supposed to report. Even when your harasser is the person you're supposed to report it to, you report it to them. Or
Well, if you already know that.
Or
if she's doing the
most-
nasty, then she already knows she's doing the nasty.
Exactly. Most policies have a or.
Well, only if you drive.
Right. But what concerns me here is in most organizations, CEOs here, everybody else comes down to me. It's not a direct COO, CFO,
Right.
HRO.
But I think that's going to bore everybody, but let's just, no offense. Chris loves employment
I do.
law, and I actually do find it interesting, but most people don't. But let's get into the number one asked question that you had, and it is about the fact that people are asking, why did she resign? Why is her job?
Again, she just resigned a few hours ago. But that goes back to that line. So when you're the CEO, you are in charge of everybody else. You have to supervise everybody else. So technically, she's under his supervision.
The sex, Chris, is a good thing because I don't think people understand when there is that power dynamic.
Yes.
There's a lot of things I have heard about in the employment that she could turn on him in a minute because there's a lot of backlash and basically say that she felt pressured to sleep with him. Now, my only issue in this case is there is some confusion or lack of clarity as to whether they were bumping uglies prior to, and then he had her hired.
Right.
Had her hired.
And that's a big issue because you got the whole notion of the paramour. Do you favor a paramour, and is that an illegal?
Right, but that wouldn't be her claim. That would be other employees' claims. So there could potentially be even more fallout because there was allegations that I was hearing that he had allegedly fast-tracked her.
Right.
So, but I think that you had mentioned her resume was.
It was solid, but not CHRO solid. When you're talking chief human resource officer.
But he also was really pushing because apparently he did a video and all the whole thing. So yeah, we're gonna get into whether other people were harmed.
Right, but she still has the claim that she could say, I felt coerced to continue accepting his advances because I needed to move my career forward, and my career moving forward was contingent, we call it quid pro quo, on my providing him with sexual favor.
Well, yeah, she definitely could say that, but I got to tell you, after that video came out and the fact that she was still there short time, I think she's gonna have a hard deal. Now, apparently, her husband though is also pretty high up. It's
gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
But
this is the sort of thing that causes anyone to drink.
Okay,
so we're gonna grab a drink.
Yeah, let's grab a drink.
Cheers to that.
So, but Chris, can you quickly get into about how what the number one question is about the fact that why they're letting her go, or why she would be pressured publicly to be outed and then publicly say she resigned when really she's been outed.
Exactly. So she was at a public event. So the issue becomes, why is it that she's being put in a position of being on administrative leave? As these
Well, now she
resource
resigned.
officer. She just resigned a couple hours ago. As the CHRO, she is responsible for enforcing, implementing, and training on policies regarding harassment, discrimination, retaliation. And there she is at a concert in the public box with 18 other people. This just, to quote Shakespeare, something's rotten in the state of Denmark. So the notion of a CHRO being put into a position where they obviously So again, the CHRO is responsible for training and for making sure that the policies are implemented and followed. And we've got somebody at a work event, again, look to your left and right, if everyone's an employee, you are governed by the policies and procedures that you have in place.
I still think that she could potentially sue them because
She could.
I
If
think
she
that-
was to argue that she was forced into continuing her relationship with the CEO.
the question is, are they currently like together right now?
After this,
In
how
hideout.
could they be? How could they be?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of thought. Trauma does bond people. United
it
front,
does.
an enemy.
It does, but the whole
A
notion of
mutual
the-
enemy.
The off-duty conduct is not really off-duty because you had a corporate boss.
So, Chris, I may be wrong about this, but I do think he's a majority shareholder. So, my personal opinion is that if that is the case, which I don't know for sure, then what's going to happen is they're going to let this PR mess, because it's blow over, and then they're going to bring him back in there. Now, obviously, the divorce situation,
Right.
that's gonna.
I don't know if they'll bring him back in. I think that again, he
He's
was
majority shareholder.
right, but
they're
he
gonna
can be
bring
on
him
the
back
board.
in.
He can be on the board, but it doesn't mean he gets to run the company.
I think they will if once you let it mellow for 2 years, 24 months.
So you were talking about the issue of as a majority shareholder, he didn't really do it. I mean, he's still going to own the percentage of the company that he owns if he's the majority shareholder. That doesn't mean he needs to be in charge of everything.
I think what they did from a PR standpoint right now was correct. I just don't think that he is going to
Disappear?
allow it to continue past 24 months. I think that most scandals, not all, will subside after 24 months. People will forget about it.
Yeah,
and
I got 2 words for you: Monica Lewinsky.
That is a totally different. We can have a different episode about that because I think she was totally taken advantage of by
Right, but
for
but the
political
notion-
reasons, not by
I get
Clinton.
that.
I
The
don't
fact
think
she
Clinton
didn't go
took
away.
advantage of her. No, but I think that's a totally different
the
situation.
fact that we can still remember her name.
No.
And everyone's going to remember this Coldplay video.
It doesn't matter. I don't
They
think
are.
that I think that if he owns the company, he's going to take back control and power of it.
I wonder what
within
their
24
their
months.
values
We
look
should
like.
put, since we're gambling, since we're in Atlantis, I'm
Yes.
putting wagers on. And mark my word, my prediction is 24 to 28 months back in charge, even if they make up some other title for him.
I will take the over-under on that bet, and I will go with the over at 24
All
months.
right.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Wine by the case.
So please comment below, tell us what you think, and don't forget to follow.